Welcome back to Sledgehammer Horror, guys. I am Ken Sledge.
And I'm Ashley Sledge.
And let's talk horror.
So today we are doing our review on Coyotes.
So a little synopsis of this film. Trapped in their Hollywood Hills home, a family fights for survival when the raging wildfires push a pack of coyotes into their neighborhood. So definitely unique on this one.
Yeah, so, I mean, we've seen wolves, we've seen werewolves. Now we're doing coyotes. But we are going to talk about the positives, the negatives, and we are going to spoil this film.
So if you haven't already, make sure you're checking out Coyotes, then come back for our review.
So some of our positives, it is funny. For the most part, I laughed a lot. Like, it is funny. So
and they're real genuine laughs, too.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes it special. It's not just like a,
Make an open door.
Justin Long obviously is fantastic. Kate Bosworth is fantastic.
Yeah.
So amazing cast to go along with that. And I love how almost every horror movie now watches Night of the Living Dead because of the public domain. And there's even a part where they're playing charades and it's zombie.
Yeah.
She nailed it.
I totally called it. I said Frankenstein's monster, but
Right.
they never actually said what he was doing. But I totally nailed it. I know that's what he was doing. And there's like real life horror of not listening to your damn wife about trimming a tree. She knows, he had it under control because he didn't want to trim the damn tree. And guess what? Guess what fell on the house? Well, on the car.
Right.
And it could have almost caused a fire. I mean, there's going to be more things that we talk about in the spoilers.
Right.
But
It's hard to put a lot of positives into this one. It is like we said, it's a unique story.
It is. Yeah, it's like a creature feature. And I mean, it is unique. You have your pack of coyotes and it's got like, humor, but it's also got horror. So,
real horror.
Yeah.
This is a movie that could realistically happen, and I think that makes it a little scarier. So
I mean, we hear coyotes in our backyard tearing animals
see 'em
apart
all
all
the
the
time.
time. So that is like scary. I'm afraid to go outside at night, because of that.
when they're alone, you're good. When they're in a pack,
no.
get out.
Right.
So those are some of our non-spoiler positives. Now let's get into the negatives of Coyotes.
Some of our negatives, you have your cliche characters that are over the top just to kill off. Like
The opening kill.
Yeah, the opening kill. Like, she has her little tiny dog and she is taking selfies and is like, oh my God, I'm so hot.
It's so
like,
hard being this beautiful.
It's just your cliche characters that they use
Her
just
puppy
to
gets
kill
killed
off.
by
Yes.
a coyote, and then she gets hit by a car directly after to start the movie. So.
And obviously we're going to talk more about this in the spoilers, but her kill, her like suffering lasts like almost like a funny amount of time.
Yeah.
Like that part, like her just suffering there in the middle of the road before
Then the guy finally
the coyote comes. Yeah. She's just like,
Yeah. We talked about how this was genuinely funny, but there are moments of extremely forced humor where you're just like, okay, come on, that's more cringe than funny.
Yeah,
Yes, I'm a 40-year-old man that uses the word cringe.
it's like the dad jokes of the...
And it's not even like that. Like, I don't know, like, it's just so many jokes.
There was a mom joke
Yeah,
that-
where you're just like, oh,
Yeah. And that's how I feel when Ken tells his dad jokes. So, the look of the coyotes, unfortunately, looked very CGI. So I feel like that kind of takes you out of like the scariness of it.
They look really bad.
Yeah.
And it's a huge disappointment. As people that love practical effects, and I get it, for a movie like this, it probably was cheaper to go the CGI route with these, but they do not look good at all.
I mean, you couldn't buy a bunch of coyotes to attack you.
And this movie is very slow moving at points. You hear coyotes attacking someone. I mean, it's The Purge meets Coyotes, and
Essentially, yeah.
there are still moments where you're just like, can we please fucking do something? Like, please do anything at this moment. Just do something. So those are some of our non-spoiler negatives about the movie. But guys, now we are going to spoil the film. So if you haven't already, check it out and then come back for our spoilers.
All right, guys, so now we're going to spoil things. And we already pretty much mentioned this, but it begins with a woman. She, her dog gets attacked. Like, she's walking her dog, and a group of coyotes, or a pack of coyotes, attack her dog. And, like, she pulls back the leash, and the dog's gone. It's just a little tiny, like, purse dog.
Yeah.
And then she, like, backs up and gets hit by a car and is suffering for a funny amount of time.
Yeah, but it works in the film. Scott and his family have a rat problem. They keep hearing scratching inside of their walls. So they have a rat problem. There's nothing else in those walls.
Rat problem.
It's definitely rats.
Definitely rats. So they do hire an exterminator.
Who is such a fucking goofball,
He
man.
is, but I feel like he brings some of the humor to it too. Like, he's serious, but at the same time, like, the things he says is funny as shit.
Yeah. So Scott is always way too busy for his wife Liv and their daughter Chloe, who definitely spells her name wrong with a C. So, like, they don't get any time with him. He's a writer, and he's always in the office writing, trying to get a novel out, and they don't get any time with Scott. To the point where his daughter has been calling him Scott, not even calling him Dad.
So coyotes are killing local pets and really the surrounding neighbors in the area. Like, you have different neighbors around. After there was like a power outage and there was like a big storm, and after that happened, there was a certain neighbor that was like
trying to help him with a fucking
tiny
hacksaw.
little,
not even a hacksaw. It's like a fucking
it was like an electric
hacksaw.
Yeah,
but
like this big ass tree. He's on top of it, on top of his car.
That's what it's called, the sawzall.
Driving
me nuts.
Trying to
cut the tree,
and it just wasn't working. And this particular neighbor gets fucked up by
killed. So they lost power because of the big storm. So that's like the big, how can they call 911? How can they call for help? There's no power in their house.
And their cell phones are dead because they didn't charge them. And, there was a tree that fell because her husband didn't want to cut the tree. Yeah. So we find out that Chloe, Scott's daughter, has been feeding the coyotes, and she feels like
this is
her fault that she was feeding the coyotes, and now they're attacking people.
Right. Well, now Trip, the weird neighbor.
He's another neighbor that's fucking weird as hell.
He hired a prostitute, and that was another big funny part of the movie is the prostitute went to the wrong house, and they were trying to figure out what they were going to call her because they didn't want Chloe saying that word. He gets killed in the house, and she's still in there too. Julie is her name.
Yeah, she literally runs twice, and doesn't want to help him out.
And she's like, I won't do that again.
And then
a coyote
runs
comes
again.
and she runs again.
Yeah.
But he does kill one of the coyotes. It's a pretty cool shot of him killing one of the coyotes.
Yeah, so we find out that she's actually still alive because, like we said, she kept running away, and she was inside of like a
closet.
No, it wasn't a closet. It was like a shower, like a glass shower that she was inside of.
Right.
She just pretty much left Trip to fend for himself, and the coyotes.
Scott goes in there.
Yeah.
And because he's looking for his dog. And that was one of the funny parts. She starts shooting. And he's like, "Hey, you don't want to shoot the neighbor?" And she was like, "I know." But once they leave, Scott finally gets Julie to leave with them, and Scott gets attacked. And we were like, "Well, here it is, Justin Long dying in a horror movie again."
Yeah.
But Liv comes at the very last minute to save the day with a fire extinguisher. You know,
she fucks him up with
it was almost an alien. They're like, "Get away from my husband!" It was almost like a "Get away from her, you bitch!" That's what it reminded me of when we saw this part.
Yeah, so after that happens, Liv tells Scott, Chloe's been feeding the coyotes, and she feels like this is all her fault. And he's like, well, why didn't she tell me that? And Liv says, you're never here.
When could she?
You're never around. She literally calls you Scott. She doesn't even call you Dad. She needs you.
Yeah. And he's like, well, would you rather go back to our one-bedroom apartment with a clogged up toilets and living above a restaurant? And she's like, yes. We had you.
We had you then. Money doesn't matter. He feels like he's doing this for them because he wants to give them this elaborate life, but they're like, but the consequence is we don't get you.
Right. So the coyotes get into Scott and Liv's house, and they attack Chloe.
They do get her.
You think Chloe's actually going to die at this moment? And you're just like, no.
Yeah, because literally, they attack, it's on her neck. So, that's what you think that she's going to die, and it's very sad. And so the pest control guy, he comes back, and he's got all of his stuff in the truck, and he's trying to come on, coyotes, because he's this big bad exterminator guy. He gets attacked by the coyotes as well,
and he dies right here.
Yeah,
he's dead. Scott goes into the wall. He goes down into the basement to make a cage.
This was Chloe's idea, to make a cage.
Right, kind of like a shark cage.
Yes.
I mean, when he's going down there, she's like, wait, that's a bad idea. Sometimes sharks get in the cages. Which is funny because at first he's like, all right, guys, we need to think of something. There's no such thing as a bad idea. And Chloe's like, how about a cage? And he's like, listen, I know I said there's no such thing as a bad idea.
Which was funny.
Like,
but
I empathize.
Liv has literally zero confidence that he can make anything.
Right. She's like, there's no instructions. It's not pre-assembled.
Yeah.
But he goes down there and he goes into the wall, and there are not rats in the wall. There are 2 coyote puppies.
Yes.
And I don't know if they're called puppies, coyote cubs maybe. I don't know what they're fucking called. I'm ignorant in this.
Really?
But then he's like, this is why they're attacking, because they want their cubs or their puppies, whatever the fuck you call a coyote baby. So he's making this plan to where he's going to take the cage out and try to exchange, your babies for my family. Like, that's really going to work with coyotes.
Yeah, so he did give them back their babies, and they did leave Scott alone, but then they attacked Julie. And I almost feel like it's because she has a fur coat on.
Maybe.
Like, they're like, you kill our kind, we kill you type
Which
thing.
is funny because when they attack her, he's like, we had a deal.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, they're coyotes,
they
man.
don't understand.
So they get in the exterminator's van, and as they're driving, their house blows up in the background. What I love about this is they're trying to drive. They're like, you need to go a little faster, Scott. And he's like, it's manual. I haven't driven one of these in forever. They're literally like doing a getaway at like 10 miles an hour. He doesn't know how to drive a stick shift. I thought that was pretty funny too.
And so the exterminator guy is actually still alive, and he grabs one of the coyote puppies. And
it ends with him.
Yeah, like the adult coyote is like
jumping at him, and he's got a
knife, and it like is like a comic book.
Yeah, it like freezes comic books because whenever they introduce a new character, it goes comic bookish.
Yeah,
and like says their name, which is something I've always hated. Like, I don't need you to spell it out for me.
Yeah. I mean, it makes it easier to do reviews, though. I'm not gonna lie.
For sure. So that's where it ends. It ends with them freezing on it, and overall, I think just for the fun factor of this movie, I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
Is it a blockbuster? No. Is it going to win awards? Absolutely not. Is it a really fun time? Yes. This is one of those movies you can just shut your brain off, watch, laugh, have a great time, enjoy some fantastic acting. Our negatives are so forced, except for the CGI bullshit. I had fun. And that's what I want. I want to be entertained. This movie did entertain me, so I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5.
I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. Like you said, I like the family concept, and it is funny. Like I caught myself laughing a couple of different times, and yeah, like you said, it's just fun. Turn your brain off. It's a bunch of freaking coyotes attacking people.
Right.
And most of the characters, at least the family of 3, you adore. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3.5.
The exterminator too.
Yeah, he's pretty funny too.
There's really not a character in this movie where you're like, this person sucks.
No, I mean, there's people that are like,
dumb.
What the hell, like Trip. He's
a dumbass,
over the top.
But he's funny. Like, he's still
when he's
funny.
looking for his cat.
They find out his cat died, and he has like this huge candlelight vigil in his house for his cat. So like I said, there's not a character in this movie that's like a villainous character. And I love when you're able to make me have some type of love for every single human character in a movie without giving me any type of villainous character. I think that's really hard to do. And this movie pulled that off really well. There's not that one character where you're like, man, there's your meat bag. Yeah. Except for the opening kill, but you don't get to meet her. Like, you see her for literally 30 seconds.
I mean, she's just your meat bag. Like, they don't flush her out.
Right. You see her for 30 seconds and then she's dead.
Yeah, just her top layer.
Yeah, with your characters that you get to know, there's not one terrible character. And that's to me, that's really hard to do. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let us know down in the comments, what do you think of Coyotes? What would your ranking be out of 5? We would love to know. If you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. It does help build the channel more than you know. And follow Sledgehammer Horror on social media. Those links are in the description as well. But until next time, keep talking horror.
Stay where you are.
And we'll see you guys soon.
Bye, guys.